All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family. We're just so happy and delighted to come to you again today, man. With today just gonna be an awesome day because we're just gonna go way back. I'm really super excited because I got the privilege to run against this man. Many times. I could never able to I can't remember able to run close to him, but you know, um, we're gonna talk about the glorious days, man, the glorious days. Late 80s, 90s, early 2000. But we got one of the world best. He's a legend in South Africa. This man have won probably 6 or 7 national championship. Just to able to do that, and up to this day, he have inspired so many athletes in South Africa. So before we get into the introduction, I'm gonna hand you over to Ian Thomas, and Ian Thomas, the health and wellness specialist.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here this afternoon again, guys. For many, it is midday, it's that lunchtime hour, and we just want to give a big shout out to our fans who've been following us for the past couple of months. We just want to welcome you all. Whoever joined this broadcast, we welcome you all, and we just ask that you share as we continue to bring you guys someone who is able to inspire, motivate, and uplift you. And it have to do with their journey, their struggle, and their willingness to excel into their greatness. And this afternoon, we're pleased to have with us Llewellyn Herbert, as Ian would have said, an Olympian and a man that he have chased all his years in sports. So he he's very quick over the hurdles. So Llewellyn, we just want to take this time to welcome you to the platform, man. To Ian and Ian.
Ian, thank you very much, and it's really a great pleasure. And really feel honored for you guys to invite me to your show. I mean, I've been looking at your show a couple of times on Facebook and following Ian and seeing him doing all those hurdling practices and stuff like that. I'm feeling actually sometimes I feel like terrible. Me only going to the gym, not even running anymore, and seeing Ian so fit and I won't even think about racing him. But guys, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here tonight. And it's night in South Africa at the moment. It's 7 o'clock in South Africa. With you guys, this is 12 o'clock now. So yeah, it's evening here.
All right, guys, you heard from the man. It's currently a little bit after 7 p.m. in South Africa. We over here in North America, East Coast, it's lunchtime, 12 midday. So we're pretty sure some of the viewers are taking a lunch break. We'll be able to tune in. And of course, for others that not able to tune in live, I'm pretty sure they'll go back and watch later on. So we appreciate all the viewers and all the support. And as Ian Thomas said, we're just trying to inspire, educate, and motivate the young generation, the future generation, all the athletics lover. It's always good just to know and to see what everyone is doing. Because once Olympian, always Olympian. So it doesn't matter, that never change. So we're going to get right into the program, and we're going to get right into the I'm going Llewellyn probably going to be surprised, but I want to start out in the 1996 Olympics. A lot of people probably didn't realize that that was your first Olympics.
That's true,
You
yeah.
all right. You was a junior athlete at the time, so just to be able to compete in your first Olympics, I know that gotta inspire you. It's always good to get some experience to see what the Olympics is like, and I'm pretty sure you tell yourself that when I go back to the next Olympics, I want to win a medal. So take us.
Absolutely.
All right. So take us back to 1996. That Olympics was in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. So just I know it's a long time. But you
Very
know,
long time. I'm getting old, and I'm forgetting some stuff, you know.
yeah. But
But yeah, let me go back to 1996. I remember it as yesterday. Um, I finished school in 18 years old, and next year I was 19 and qualified for the Olympic Games in Atlanta. And I remember a guy by the name of Wolf Page. He was the South African coach, and he said, "No, I'm too young to go to Olympics." And everybody said, "You know what? Give him a chance. He qualified for Olympics. It's a learning experience for him." And then I went to Olympics. I remember, I think I was heat four or something like that, and in lane 7 or 8 or something like that, and I came dead last. But didn't bother me at all because you know what? I just finished school, 19 years old, first Olympics, learning experience, and I just said to myself, you know what? After this, I'm going to junior championships. Take this as a learning experience to Olympic Games, and then go to World Junior Championships in Sydney, Australia, and I came second there at the World Junior Championships. But I must add as well, remember Olympics '96. As I got out of my room, a Coke machine was standing outside, and we had this dollar notes that you just put in the machine and a Coke pops out. So, and the McDonald's was just around the corner, and whenever you want McDonald's or Coke, you just go into McDonald's, have a McDonald's, and I gained some weight there as well. But like I said, it was a learning experience, and just to tell myself, you know what, all this nice stuff that's for free, don't take it. You're there for a purpose, you know. Um, Next Olympics, next World Championships, all this is going to be there, but don't grab everything. You there for work, for a purpose, to achieve something, to win a medal for yourself, for your country, and stuff like that. And that's exactly what I did actually. Um, World Junior Championships, and then the next year after that, 1997, when I won the silver medal in Athens.
okay, awesome, awesome. So just to go back to the Olympics, what was your highlight, if you could remember, of the 1996 Olympics? Other than yourself, what did you remember? Like something that really that like stuck out with you, but like, man, this was my favorite moment.
You know, I think every moment was my favorite moment. My first time actually in America, just going there as a youngster, um, going to all this different places, see all this top athletes that you only read about, only saw them on TV, and now all of a sudden you like meeting them, Frankie Fredericks, and after that we became good friends, me and Frankie. So yeah, I think one of my biggest something I can remember is seeing all these big famous athletes that I only saw on TV and read about, and now I'm like in the company of them. I see them. I'm walking next to them and meeting them.
Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, over to you, Ian.
Okay, Llewellyn, quick one. So we don't want you to get too far without telling us a little bit about what life was like as a kid growing up in South Africa. And the reason why I ask you this is that I'm Jamaican, Ian is also Jamaican, and we look to Africa as the motherland. You know, you'll hear a lot of Jamaican refer to Africa as a motherland, and it's a place that we all dream of going one day. So could you tell us a little about South Africa itself as a country, and also what it was like as a kid growing up there?
Well, you know, I grew up in a small little town called Bethel, about an hour and a half from Pretoria, uh, called Mpumalanga. I don't know if you can pronounce that. Used to it used to be the Eastern Transvaal, and then in after 1995, 94, when South Africa changed, it became a different name in Mpumalanga. I grew up there. I was born in Bethel. Grew up there, small little town. Um, Primary school, doing my athletics there. I was number one in primary school. Then went to high school there in uh, Wichenhout High School, and I actually started running, doing hurdles when I was 14 years old. My first hurdles I ran there. But for me, growing up in South Africa, it's different. You know what? With all the politics, you don't know. Sometimes you don't know what to say. You don't know where to go, and all the politics going around. But all my life, it became better. And then last couple of years, it's getting worse. You know, with all the politics and the racism in South Africa and all that stuff. But you just have to live with it and not get dragged into it. You know.
Okay, great. How about the culture in terms of like music and so forth? Because for Jamaica, a lot of our dances and so forth comes out of the African nation. Could you tell us a little bit about your culture in terms of the dances, the food, the music, and anything there?
Remember, we've got 11 different languages in South Africa. So
Wow.
I would say we've got 11 different cultures in South Africa, and everybody's got their own kind of dance. Everybody's got their own type of food that they like. Like for instance, South Africans do love braais. You guys in America calls it the barbecue, but in South Africa we call it the braai. And we love big meat, big chunks of meat. It's steaks. And it's like this big, and yeah, different kind of cultures and different dances. The Afrikaner guys, we like me, we do socky dance. It's a closed dance, fast closed dance and stuff like that. Some black people do other dance, and you know what? It's a different culture. I'm not into the cultures and stuff like that, so unfortunately, I can't tell you everybody's culture and how they dance and what. Some people like Mpani worms. It's a worm that's in the field, and they eat that. So it's different food for every culture in South Africa.
Okay, all right. So back to the athletics now. As a junior athlete back there in South Africa, what was your most standout moment before you make it to the big stage?
I think actually just competing in school. You know what? And my first year in school, running the South African Senior Championships in 1995, I competed in South African Senior Championships, and then I came fourth. And a guy approached me and he asked me afterwards, "Listen, what do you want to do next year after you've finished school?" And I said, "I actually wanted to go to the police. I wanted to be in the police services." And he said to me, "Oh, you know what? Come study at the Technical in Pretoria. We'll give you a bursary and you can study there." And that's one of my things before I became into the big athletics.
Okay, back to you there, Ian. Thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome,
Pleasure, thank
awesome,
you.
man. I mean, that's a nice testimony there. Knowing that I remember when I was a young boy, just again, I wanted to be a soldier. Just always just I don't know what was it to just maybe just seeing those guys in the uniform, and I didn't
Absolutely.
know what it was, because I usually play with those little soldier toys and all that stuff. So
That plastic little ones.
yeah, 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 yeah. So all of that. So we're going to move along. So man, we're going to move on. So obviously it was you went on to win the World Junior silver medalist in in
Sydney.
'96, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you did the Olympics and went on. We're going to move on to '97 because this was the first time I was able to actually I didn't heard of you in '96. Obviously, I wasn't following track as much, but '97 I was in Athens, Greece, and you was in Athens, Greece. So 1 year after you compete in the Olympics, you come back the following year and you almost won gold in Athens in '97. So I just want to bring us back. What was the inspiration for you to, for you to come back in '97 so strong?
You know what, Ian? When I was in school already, I told myself, listen, you have to have dreams and you have to work for your dreams, and to achieve it, you have to work hard. And I did it in school, worked hard, trained every day. And After 1996, I just said to myself, you know what, I've got a future in athletics. I can do well. I've got a silver medal at the World Junior Championships. I qualified to the Olympics. I went to the Olympics. Um, I must just set my goals and tell myself I can do it and be positive and work, be motivated and positive and never let anything um, tell me I can't do it because anything in life is possible. If you set your mind to it, anything in life is possible. And 1997, we started South African season. We had the Engine Summer Series in South Africa. I think Samuel Matete came competing against me here, and I won all my races. And then I went to to Europe after the South African season. My first race, I think it was in Stuttgart, and I ran a 48 something seconds, 48:07 seconds, and Brian Bronson won that race. And I called my manager afterwards. I said to him, you know what? I'm going to run 47 seconds. And he said, well, you know, you're going to be the first South African to run 47 seconds. Um, just go for it. And I said to him, well, I feel good. I feel strong. I feel fit, everything. And everything just went well during the whole European circuit. And then World Championships, Athens came. And I just said to myself, you know what? I've got the times. I've been competing to everybody. So there is a chance, a good chance that I can win a medal. And I just went for it. And I thought to myself, you know what, it's gonna be gold or silver. And unfortunately, Stefan de Hagenaar just came out that day and he killed us.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Well, and I said that was a great race. That was something that I always remember. Athens was so beautiful. I think I got knocked out in the second round over there,
Yeah,
but never mind about that. 97 was just a great year because you won the silver medal. Then you went on to win the World University Game. And again, I was at the World University Game in Sicily.
that
Yeah,
especially that I remember that one. Yeah,
yeah. And it was awesome. I think we did won a silver medal in the 4x4. We just ran a relay because at that time I just the season is so long, I just didn't want to run any
you
more
just
hurdles.
tired. Exactly. You just
Yeah,
tired. You just want to get it over with.
yeah. But I wanted to go to Sicily. It was a beautiful island. Really enjoyed just
Yeah,
still in the university. It was real good. So you went on to win the World University Game. Believe that was your first major title, first gold medal for South Africa for that. So that was awesome. So tell us about when actually did you actually you know actually official professional where you said you look you was able to get some sponsorship, and how was the transition over for you?
well, like I said, I started studying and then I started doing well. My first race, I can remember, was here in Pretoria as a youngster. Um, I was in lane one and the first South African in a long time that ran 49 seconds. And then I qualified to Olympic Games as well. And after 1996 and beginning of 1997, when I started really doing well and I see my times coming down and breaking the South African record, running 48 low, 48 seconds, and even going to Europe doing well, winning it, World Championship medal. I just thought to myself, you know what? I've got it. I've got the talent. I've got the God-given talent. That's the most important thing. Always remember where your talent comes from. And I always thank God for my talent that He gave me. And I said to myself, you know what? God gave me a talent, and I need to perform to my best because He gave me a talent, and I can't waste it. It won't be fair towards God not to perform to my best. But yeah, when I started doing well and see that I'm even competing internationally and I'm winning races, I said to myself, I can be one of the best in the world.
All right, awesome, awesome. So just tell us a little bit about going to your university experience. So at the time, what did you study? Going to college, and what was that
Ra-
like?
Rather ask me what was I trying to study. Um, there was a course at the Technical on Sports Coaching Technology, and don't ask me what it's all about because I was never in class. And yeah, I was trying to study sport coaching technology. I did my first. I was there actually for 4 years at the Technicon, but most of the times I was in Europe. So 4 or 5 months of the year I was in Europe, and I couldn't study because it was unfair towards me going into the exams and writing exams. And actually, 1997 was the year my wife actually was in the same class as me, but we never met that time. We only met 2 years ago. So she knew me already in 1997 because we were in the same class, but she was more in class than I was.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, guys, as I said, you know, I know what the experience like. I went to college to study government and politics. Not sure what I was going to do with that, but with I did a double major with international studies, which I somewhat said maybe with my international experience traveling, maybe I could do something, but here am I today. That was you know don't know what I did with that 4 years in college, but I hope that I learned some life lesson in college, just able to survive on my own, just able to be more responsible, get up and go to class and, start doing things on my own because you're not with parents and stuff anymore. So I guess, in terms of life lesson, that was well needed for me for that. So we're going to move along. Get one more question in before we go over. We're going to move up to 98. I know 98 was an off year in terms of there wasn't any major championship, but I know that there was the Goodwill Games for track and field.
I think I think there was the Commonwealth Games in 1998, wasn't there?
Okay.
That was,
Yeah.
that's actually the only championship that I've never competed in, Commonwealth Games.
Wow.
That's the only one I've never competed in. I remember 1998, I had a sinus problem, and I had a sinus operation, and I was competing in Europe. And then, but my sinus was so terrible that I couldn't compete, and I came back to South Africa, and I think I arrived on the Wednesday, and I went to a doctor on the Friday, and he saw me and he said, "You know what? Actually, I read about you the Monday in the newspaper." And on the Friday, I saw him, and he said to me, "You know what, Llewellyn? We're going to do a sinus operation on you." And that was just before the Commonwealth Games, and that's why I didn't even compete at the Commonwealth Games in 1998.
Wow. Well, guys, all the fans that watching, you just learned something that you might never know. You might heard this on a quiz somewhere on TV one day, to say what major championship that Llewellyn Herbert never take part in, and it was the Commonwealth game. I have the privilege to compete in three Commonwealth games, which I always, I know how once you've been to the first one, I kind of figure out, yeah, it's something that you could add to your resume, just for a resume purpose. I was able to win a bronze medal at the Commonwealth game, which at the time, that's to date right now when it comes down to championship, that's kind of my biggest accomplishment because nobody put on your resume that you win a golden league meet in Ostrava or Paris. They're looking at the big major championship. But but look, you won Olympic medals, so that's the highest level of track and field. So obviously, all them other things, it's everything in one. So over to you, Ian.
Yes, okay. Llewellyn, quick question here. I basically hear you as you talk highly about your faith, and God, you know. Could you just tell us a little bit about your faith and your belief?
Well, definitely, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and like I said earlier, it's a God-given talent, and I think everybody. I don't want to step onto anybody's toes so for if they're not a believer in God or not a Christian. But you know what? I believe my talent comes from God, and if you don't believe in God and you just think it comes from itself, anything can happen. I always said, you know what? God gave me a talent, and anything can happen. I must believe and I must know where it comes from. I can walk out of my house now and get into my car and get into a car accident. And anything can be taken away from me. Um, that's why I always said, I always after my race, I pray to God and thank God for keeping me safe, doing my best, and also thanking Him for giving me this talent and helping me to achieve my dreams and my goals.
Well, I share with you, I'm also a Christian. I believe in God. And I say to others not to hurt anyone, just as you have said, but whoever you believe that your strength come from, well, that's up to you. I'm not pushing
Sure,
anything on you. Each person to his own. And that's just my faith. That's my belief. And that's where I believe my strength come from. Without him, I can't do anything.
absolutely,
So I'm with you.
absolutely.
I'm with you on that. And with that, I want to go back now a little bit to your growing up, and I want to learn more about your parents or your early role models who were able to stimulate this person within you, because I see you have strived for excellence. Could you tell us a little about your parents, probably, or your early role model?
I think my early role model when I started actually watching athletics and competing in school was Edward Moses. I mean, doing so many races unbeaten. I always said I want to be like a white Edward Moses of South Africa. And I've met him, and then afterwards, in my during my races, I've met Samuel Matete from Zambia, and Samuel is such a humble guy, and I've learned so much from him and how he's competing, what he does, and stuff like that. So my I think my biggest role model in athletics most definitely was Samuel Matete.
Great, great. And with your parents, how would they have influenced you along the way?
Um, I always say to myself, I want to be like them. So stay humble, respect other people, and then you will achieve what you want to achieve. I mean, the first time you get bigger than the sport is the day you're going to lose, and you're going to lose the sport as well. So my appearance was to be humble and respect other people, also respect my competitors, also the guys that are competing against me, but also let them know that I am the best and I want to be the best and they must beat me first.
Great, great. All right. With that said, I turn you over to Ian quickly.
All right, thank you, man. So we're gonna, I'm gonna be on the track. I'm gonna stay on the track. Me personally. So we're just gonna move along. I want to move up to the highlight of your career, which is well, let's talk about '99. How was year season 1999 for you? I know that leading up to the Olympics, I know people start getting to the Olympic fever like the year before because you want to get momentum going to the Olympics and you want to feel good. You want to have, injury. You don't want no setback for your Olympic preparation. So always, if you can recall, season 1999, I believe the World
I was
Championship.
injured. And I was
Okay,
injured.
okay. So 1999 was an injured year, and just tell us, just for many that might not know, what it's like to be injured and just sit at home and knowing that you're not able to, to go chase your dreams and your passion and just worrying about, oh man, am I going to come back to where I was?
I remember 1999 was World Championship Seville in Spain. And I was actually there and I tore my quad muscle. and I did a test before the race, and I felt my quad wasn't fine, it wasn't recovered yet. So I decided to withdraw from the World Championships, and just to see the guys running and competing, and I saw the winning time. I thought to myself, you know what? That's the time I run. Easily, I could have won the World Championships in '97, 1999. But like you ask, how did it feel? You know, it's you have to overcome that. You have to put a mental block and block it out for yourself and tell, listen, I did have an injury, but I'm not going to sit in the corner and cry about it. I'm going to stand up, work hard, not to have the same injury again for the next, because the next year's Olympic Games, so I have to be 100% fit and ready for the Olympic Games. So after the World Championships, I came back to South Africa, sat with my coach, physiotherapist, my manager. We had a long discussion. What do we want to do? What races we want to do in the next year? But just to overcome that injury and not to think about the injury whenever you start training again, and to say for yourself, because I'm sure, Ian, if you've got an injury, there's always this little thought in your head about this injury. You had an injury, it might just you might just injure yourself again. So take it slow, because you're scared you're going to injure yourself. But you have to overcome that and believe in your team and say you did a good job, you did rehabilitation and stuff like that. You can go 100% training again and work for the next year, work for every race. And that's why I always say, whenever you have a bad race, don't think about the previous race. Think about the next race that's coming up.
All right, awesome, awesome. So since we're talking about race, I want to, this is just these two questions is just going to be from just Ian, the athlete. Tell us a little bit about the Oakley, the sunglass. When did that started? You just feeling comfortable and just say, you know what, this is going to be my way of going. This is going to be my game.
I It started in 1997 actually. I saw some guys running, competing with Oakley sunglasses, and I went to my manager. I said to him, you know what, go to Oakley, ask him for a sponsor. Let's see. And Oakley was immediately, they were on the board, and they said, okay, this is the glasses. Start training with him and see how it feels, if it's comfortable. And I started training with it. It was comfortable, and then started racing with it. And since from 1997 up to 2008, I was competing with Oakley sunglasses, and it was my sponsor.
Okay, okay, awesome, guys. So it's always I like to see creativity in track and field, and as I said, back then, even in the Olympics, just to see the different version of the lens. You got the night one, you got the day one, all kind of different kind. So the next thing I'm going to ask you is, I want to ask you your pre-race strategy in terms of of facing, not facing the hurdles, looking towards the finishing line. That's another thing, and we're going to show that video of you running in Sydney. But how you come up with that idea and that thought? Where did all that started?
I remember when I was in school, I had a coach by the name of Yanni Viljoen, and he said to us, you know what, stay with the back to the blocks and just to help you concentrate on your race, and not to speak to the other guys and communicate with the other athletes, just to concentrate on your race and stay focused. And that helped me. And when I started doing it in school, it helped me. And then afterwards, it became my trademark. I mean, everybody can remember me as Llewellyn, as the guy standing with the back to the blocks. And when when it says on your marks, I turn to the blocks and go to, in my starting position.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I could say that again, we like to see things in track and field that's different, that's creative, just draw the fans' attention. Just So that was very unique. I applaud you for that. So
Thank you, thank
I
you.
wanna, yeah, yeah, we want to go now. Think I'm just gonna go ahead and show that race for Sydney, and then talk a little bit about the 2000 Olympics. Actually, when you come back, let me hand you over to Ian, and then I'll start with that because I'm going to have some more question after the race. Over to you, Ian.
Sure.
Hey, Llewellyn. So as you can see, my little daughter has just joined me in the broadcast here. So I
Hello, little
know I've
one.
learned about. Say hi. Yeah, I know you're a father. Could you just tell us a little bit about your kids, or if you know, son, daughters, if you have any kids, could you just tell us anything?
Yes, I've got a son. He's 18 years old, and I actually saw he left a comment earlier on the broadcast saying "love it" or something like that. Keanu Herbert as well. There it is. Keanu, love it. And yeah, he's 18 years old, and then I've got a stepdaughter, Michaela, and she's 14 years old. She's busy writing exams at the moment, studying. So she's not leaving her room at all at the moment, just studying. So I've got two kids, love of my life, besides my wife, but my two kids are my everything.
All right. Next thing. Did your son take any of that athletic gene?
Yeah, definitely. He's also competing. He's also doing 400-meter hurdles. Great technique. And if you go onto my Facebook page and you look, I've got some pictures there on Facebook with me going over the hurdles and also him going over the hurdles. Technique is almost exactly the same. So yeah, he's competing in the 400-meter hurdles as well. And we went to the beach one day about 2 years ago, and we were on the beach, and a couple of friends, we had a braai, just made fire on the beach, and some of the guys said they know they're just going to run it like 80 meters, and I said no, 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 I'm not going to. I know when to stop, and the guys went there, started on their marks, get set, go, and in the dark, I just saw this figure just pulling away everybody. And afterwards, I said, "Listen, who was that guy beating everybody?" And they said, "No, it's Keanu." And I said, "To you know what? That's why I'm not running against him because he's going to win me." And I don't want to hear that because he's not. It's a never-ending story. He's never going to stop teasing me about it and tell me that he's faster than I am and he's better than I am. So I'm not even running against him.
So we're looking at another Olympic prospect there from South Africa, near
Hope,
future.
hopefully, and yeah, hopefully, definitely Olympic prospect day.
All right, yeah, back to you on the video there if you can.
All right. So yeah, guys, I'm going to show the 2000 Olympic Games, the final of this race, and it's going to see where Llewellyn Herbert, he was somewhat the favorite going in into that race. And that's just my opinion, knowing that you know Angelo Taylor was in lane one, and there's somewhat at the time think it would be a disadvantage for him. And so they always look for the race to win in the middle of the track, based on qualification and rounds. But obviously, 8 lanes, same distance. Um, over the years, you realize that you go through different stages of competing. Let me ask you a question. So, what was your favorite lane to run in before I post this thing? Did you have a favorite lane if you were supposed to pick a lane?
Yeah, definitely lane 3 or 4 was my favorite lane. I mean, then I could use the other guys to run on them. But like you know me, I always was some of the last in the 200, first 200 meter. I was like sixth or seventh position, and then I came through. But I remember, like you say, lane one doesn't matter what lane you are, you run a 400 meter. And I remember 2003 World Championships in Paris when I fell. I was in lane eight, and I fell over the last hurdle. But I was in position for a medal after Felix. Oh, excuse me, Felix Sanchez. So I could have won a gold or a silver medal, but I fell over the last hurdle, but I was in lane 8, so it doesn't matter what lane you are in. But my favorite lane, 3 or 4.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, yeah, because I was going to ask you about that 2003 in Paris. I know that that got to be maybe one of your low points, in your career. Knowing that you was in Edmonton in 2001 Olympics. You was in in your career right there. You was basically in the top three. In all those races, and just to see that you lost out on opportunity to win a medal. I know, as I said, that got to be tough. And then knowing that yeah, the Olympics was the other year. But let's go back to Sydney. Um, sure. Yeah. Uh,
Very even field. Taylor, the fastest in the world this year, but has lane 1. Maury, the world champion. Somali improving out of sight. Carter, the brash American. Herbert, the South African. Not one of these athletes is in the world all-time top 10, which is very unusual. It's a most even race. Maury's a winner, the Italian. As we zoom in on him, he's a fast finisher. Taylor from lane 1. It can be done. Kathy Freeman did it on a 400-metre flat, didn't she, in Athens? There's D'Aragio. And John Aki-Bua did it in 1972, but it's not a good draw for Taylor.
It's not a good draw. It's very hard to hold the turn as well as hurdling around the bends.
Herbert facing us, Raylene, right towards us as he always does. It's just the way he is.
Everybody has their personal pre-race preparation. He obviously doesn't want to confront the issue of running the 400 hurdles until the last minute.
What is she talking about?
21 years. Janevsky of Poland is in lane 2. There's Maury, the Italian, the 31-year-old, who's in lane number 3. He was 6th in the final in 96 and ran in 1992 in Barcelona. Herbert, lane 6, Gorbenko of Ukraine, and improver in 7, D'Aragio, who's in yet another final in lane number 8 from Brazil. Turns around now, Herbert, and comes up to the blocks.
15 strides to the first hurdle. Some will do 13, then they'll convert down to the 15s. At this level, really, they all should do 13 to the first hurdle. They'll hurdle alternate legs part of the way through. It's a big race. It's a race of major skill.
And the Americans have dominated. They've won 16 of the 21. Moses, their most famous, winning in 76 and 84. Almost at final of the men's 400 hurdles. Hard to pick an outright favourite. Clean start. D'Aragio closest to us. Gorbenko. Herbert got out really well. Look at the South African, and inside of him, Carter going fast as well. He was very brash in his semi-final. He's probably leading early. Carter, 4 from the left. He's got in front of Herbert early. Maury's back, 3 from the right, and Taylor's gone out really hard. So the 2 Americans are probably showing coming up to halfway. D'Aragio up there out in lane 8. Carter, Herbert very strong in the green strip, South Africa. What for Maury, the Italian 8. Taylor in lane 1. D'Aragio just leads. Herbert starting to come in, and so the Somali going very hard as well from Saudi Arabia. Maury must be too far back. Somali's taken the lead. One to get over. Coming back at him, Herbert and Carter and Taylor on the inside flying. Somali in front. Taylor going to him. Taylor and Somali. Taylor, I think, on the inside from Somali, and Herbert third. And it's a quick one. Really fast from lane 1, 47 and a half.
That is unbelievable. That is fantastic. He
all right. So that was the big race for Sydney, Australia, the Olympics. And this got to be something that I was thinking that you actually, as a junior, ran the World Junior and won a silver medalist. And then you got the opportunity to come back to Sydney for the Olympics. Did you feel like just going back to the Olympics, like I was somewhat been there before, been to Australia? How did that give you any drive or any inspiration or any, did you think about anything like that or at the time?
I think it helped me, definitely helped me going to the first Olympics and learning from that experience, and also going to the World Junior Championship. I must say, firstly, um, Angela Taylor, that won the Olympics in 2000, won the bronze in World Junior Championships in 1996.
Oh, okay.
So, so yeah, this is quite a surprise. He winning Olympics and came third in the World Junior Championships. But yeah, I took it everything as a learning experience, and every race I took as a learning experience, and just to make me better. And going to the 2000 Olympics, uh, having great times, one of the best times in the world at that stage, said to myself, you know what, anything is possible if I keep focused and keep focused on what am I supposed to do and do my race strategy. Um, I can win a medal. Gold. I was going for gold, but silver or bronze. But definitely, I'm capable of winning a medal.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna ask you about that Olympic medal. I know that got to be precious to you. Can you tell us about that medal? Where do you keep it now, or what type of display do you have for it? Any history about it right now?
Yeah, and you're going to be shocked. Actually, all my medals has been stolen. My World Junior Championships, World um, World Championship medal, Olympic medal, all my medals has been stolen out of my mom's house. There was a break-in and they stole all my medals. So whoever's got it, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but yeah, it's been stolen.
Oh, well, that's some shocking news. Unfortunately, that you have to share that with us today. That your medals, I know important that was for you that they were stolen from your mom's house, and I'm not sure if there any possibility of ordering a replacement medal.
Yeah, I actually did contact the federation, and they said I must just send them a letter saying what medals is stolen, and they can make copies of that. But I do have the spike that I ran in 2000 Olympics. I did frame it and put it in a glass frame, so sign it and everything. It's all here at home, and if you can look in the background to my to just at my shoulder, you can see the Olympic torch there. Let me just show it there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm seeing it. Yep, yep, yep.
That
Awesome, awesome.
that's the 2004 Olympic torch that I carried in South Africa just before the Olympics. There was 100 people selected in South Africa to carry the torch or torch bearer, and I was fortunate to be one of the lucky ones. And I also, like you can see, I framed it, and it's just here in the house on display.
Well, that's got to be awesome. That's another major achievement just to be able to, we know what the Olympics symbolize, and we know the torch that it traveling from different countries, and just for you to be able to choose to bring the torch, that was a achievement. Were you at any point was chosen to bring the flag for South Africa during any of the Olympics?
No, unfortunately not. I think in 2004 it was Mubuleni Malauti, the 800-meter athlete, and he was the torch bearer at the 2004 Olympics. So unfortunately, I've never been chosen to carry the South African flag.
Okay, okay. Well, you represent the flag so well, so I'm sure that the whole country and everyone is proud of you. So, just my final question towards the Olympics. So, how happy were you to win that medal, and how did you celebrate um, that winning that medal in Sydney?
Um, you know what, Ian? It's a feeling that you can't describe to anybody else. I'm sure you would more or less know the feeling that you get when you win a medal at the major championships, something like that. but it's a such a proud feeling that you've got in your chest, in your heart, and to think to yourself and say to yourself that you're one of the only athletes that won an Olympic medal, and nobody can ever take that away from you. Like you said earlier, you're an Olympian athlete, and nobody can ever take that. You will always be Olympian, and I can say that I'm an Olympian medalist, and that just to say that it's a proud feeling, and to know that you achieved something that there's so many people that want to achieve, that dreams about it, and you're the one that actually did it. You stood on the podium, represented your country, standing on the podium, millions and millions of people looking at you over the television, in the stadium. But that's just an amazing feeling.
Awesome, awesome. I just can't imagine. That's something that I said. It's probably one of the greatest moment, the greatest feeling. Especially at the highest level for you. So congratulations again. I'm officially telling you congratulations of winning that medal in Sydney.
Oh,
It
thank you.
definitely was hardworking. It was a great race. I'm going to get into when you come back. Over to Ian because I don't want to talk all day about everything. But over to you, Ian.
All right, Llewellyn, I realize you've been through a lot of this difficulties. I'll put them. You have crossed more than just hurdles on the field. But you had to cross some hurdles in life. So my next few questions may go along that part. But before I get into it, I just want to know, looking back at that race that Ian had just shown just now, is there anything that you could have done different, or you had wish you had done different in that particular race?
You know what, Ian? It's difficult. You know what? That was the plan for my race. I did what I had to do. As I looked at the race at hurdle number 5, I was actually the last one that went over the hurdle, so I was in last position. I think I could have maybe just at hurdle number 5 be in a better position, maybe in the 5th place or 4th place, and not to work so hard to the end. I mean, also Mali just surprised us. Everybody surprised us coming second at the Olympic Games. I mean, he did it even before the races, before the Olympics. He wasn't even a medal prospect. But I think maybe if I could have changed something, hurdle number 5, I should have been in a better position, maybe in the 4th place or 5th place, and not in the last place.
Okay, all right. Next thing, all right. Here you medal, and again I have to say congratulations, because just to make
Thank
it
you.
to the Olympic, it's a lot to just get yourself there. But now you're to the Olympic, you won yourself a medal. Could you tell us how did you celebrate that medal, and also how did the country, or South Africa on a whole,
Um,
celebrate with you on
well,
this medal?
I've I've always been a go out guy. After my races, go out to have a party and stuff like that. And I remember after my medal, there was a South African house in Sydney. So I left the Olympic Village and went out to a club and celebrated, and just didn't drink because I mean at that time I didn't use any alcohol because of the athletics. But I did went out and celebrate and had a big, huge party until I don't know what time in the next morning.
Okay, and what did that medal mean to South Africa?
I think it meant a lot to South Africa. Any medal for any country means a lot for the country. And the previous Olympics, 1996, we only, I think, had two medals. The first medal was decided to Guane for the marathon, and also then Ezekiel Sapeng coming second in the 800 meter. And then 2000 Olympics, winning the bronze medal was the first medal at the Olympics that time. So I think it meant a lot to South Africa, and just for getting together, everybody celebrating all together, celebrating a medal for South Africa. and like the World Cup, bringing all cultures together. I believe that also athletics, um, bringing all the cultures together and showing people that we can live together. Um, we don't have to fight the whole time. We can live in peace together among each other.
Great. All right. This next question is a question. If you wish to answer, you can. If you want to skip, it's okay because it may be a tough question. And the reason why I say that is that you have put in all this work, and here you go to the Olympic. You got yourself a medal that you actually hold on to and say, "Man, this is it." All these years of hard work, it actually materialized, come to reality, and you're holding that medal. But what I want to know. No, because you mentioned that your mom home burglary, and that medal was taken away from you, plus other medals. Could you tell us the feeling when you walk in that house and you realize that all your medals were gone?
You know what? It's a sad feeling knowing that somebody took something that you worked so hard for, and that person doesn't even really know what he took. He doesn't. There's no purpose for him at all having that medal in his life. He'll just probably just throw it in the field, saying this is useless, something like that. And to have that feeling, that sadness and disappointment, knowing that someone walked into your house, broke into your house, took something of you that meant so much to you, and you worked so much. It's just disappointing and heartbroken. Um, and it took something from you, but not everything. He didn't take everything from me. Just he took the medal, but he can never take away my accomplishment that I achieved that, and you can never ever take that away from me.
That's strong, man. I appeal, man. If anyhow anybody that knows anybody here should ever come across this interview and hear that, and somehow if those medals are still around somewhere, but to just put them somewhere that you or anyone could find them, I would say, man, we would love that. But that's a sad case when somebody had put everything, heart and soul, body and mind into this, and for you
Yeah,
to just take it, it didn't have to be a medal, but even just hard earning, and that's why I don't really like thief on a whole. I'll tell you straight up. You know,
no, true.
it is sad when somebody can really come and take that, and what they don't know, they take a part of you, and when they do all that. But as you say, they can't take away the accomplishment from you.
Absolutely not.
And with that, Llewellyn, I wanna go into this question because I believe as athletes, athletic and just the mental toughness of preparation of just getting your body ready for a particular race, getting your mindset ready. Can you just tell us what athletic does to a person or some of the benefits to a person in terms of mental toughness to face the other challenges of life?
Well, first of all, I must say, before my races, I visualized my race. Like a week before, I started visualizing my race and said to myself what I need to do, how do I need to approach my first hurdle, my second hurdle, and stuff like that. Um, but you don't know who you're going to compete against, who you're going to race against. But you can visualize your race and tell yourself. I actually one time dreamt my race, how I want to do my race. I saw my first hurdle, my whole race actually in my dream. And the Friday night, it was in South Africa. And when I started the race, it was exactly how I dreamed my race. But just by visualizing my race and just cut off everything before my race and stay focused. And how it helped me to block off certain things, negative things in life. You don't have to be negative in life the whole time. I mean, there's so much negativity in the world at the moment that you don't need that in your life, in your personal life as well. And athletics helped me to stay focused, help me to visualize, and also in my relationship and also in my work, just to be confident, strong, and be focused. And work for the bigger goal, not just for the small goal, but for the bigger purpose in life.
Thank you. My final question for this session here, Llewellyn, is I want you, because you have a son, you said, who is also an athlete and doing pretty well. If you should talk to the youths today who basically looking to athletics as a career path, what would you be able to say to them regarding challenges that they may face? Because I've seen you have been through a lot of challenge yourself. You've been through sickness, sinuses, you've been through injury, but yet still you have find it within to come back and do so well.
Yeah, I think if I can tell the youth one thing is never give up. I mean, you will find challenges, you will find disappointments, but just make dream, dream big, and you will achieve it. I always say the sky has no limit. Neither should you. And that's also actually a quote from Usain Bolt. And I always say that the sky is not the limit. There's something about the sky, and if you dream something, you can achieve it. And don't think that steroids or something like that's going to help you achieve your goals, because every cheater is going to get caught out. Stay clean in your sport and just do your best. And athletics is a lonely sport, definitely. I mean, um, some in South Africa, December is holiday time in South Africa, and everybody goes on holiday. Then you as athlete needs to be on the track and train, and you're all on your own. But it's a lonely sport, but definitely worth it.
Thank you. Now, the fact that you have just mentioned a name that stand out in athletic, you have mentioned the name Usain Bolt, and like others, like yourself, just the accomplishment. What do you believe your accomplishment, along with accomplishment of like Usain Bolt, Michael Johnson, um, all of these guys, what does it mean to athletics on a whole?
I think it just shows the people, the public outside, that you can achieve anything that you want to. Your body, you can push your body to the limit. If your mind says you can't do it anymore, you can still push your body a little bit more to do better. And I mean, I think for sports, all our accomplishments is um, just entertainment to the people. I always said that sportsmen are entertainers, so you have to entertain the people as well. And the more people there is, the more sponsors there will be. But I think we, for the sport and for the people, just show the people that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you for shedding some light on those
Thank you.
challenging moments and also in your victory moment. Thank you, Ian. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you again. So I just want to go a little bit into your we're going to talk about your race strategy in terms of as a former hurdler myself, we know that every single athlete is has different stride pattern. We got different techniques, so it's also important for you to find your own identity, find yourself, because you can't try to run like another guy, when you're not the other guy, because you guys are built differently. Now, one of the things that I was most impressed about you, because I actually watched you run, and I kind of find that we use the same stride pattern. When I was studying the race to figure out how can I improve, knowing that a lot of guys are doing 13 stride in between, and I know for me, I feel like I was stretching and fighting. So for you, at any point in your career, were you ever concerned about your stride pattern is pretty much around 14-7 and possibly finish with 15.
Yeah.
How did that come along? Did you at any point question your stride pattern to figure out how can I get out faster because you know that logically speaking, you're going to be behind,
Yeah.
especially in the first three hurdles.
Yeah, Ian, like you said, my stride pattern was 14 until 5, and then I changed to 15 strides. I tried doing 13 strides at one stage, but like you said, then you feel like you're stretching, and then you're uncomfortable as well. And you shouldn't run uncomfortable. You should do your own stride pattern. Like you said, every athlete is their own. Um, you've got a different type of body than I do, and I could maybe run 13, but you can't. But you just have to run the way you are comfortable with. And I know that my first 5 hurdles was slower than the other athletes. I was like second last, my first 5 hurdles, but I knew I had speed. I mean, I had a 10.2 at the 100 meter um, race. So I knew I had the speed, and I can after the 200 meter, I can come in the last 150, I can kick, and then I can come past the other athletes. So my speed was my um, biggest asset that I had in the 400 meter hurdles. I relied on my speed at that stage when I was competing.
Okay, okay. Yes, guys. So just again to recap that, just for any of the young viewers that former hurdler or the hurdler that might watching, just to see that you watched the Olympics and you saw that Angelo Taylor probably ran 13 stride to about 6 or 7. You got Fabrizio Mori. He's a similar runner. To your stride pattern, he pretty much again do around 15, 14, yeah, to 6 or 7. Now, for you, my question is, how do you able to contain yourself? How important it is to contain yourself, knowing that you know my stride pattern is going to be a little bit different, and at the same time, you're relying on your speed and knowing that people are past. How are you able to contain yourself, just to focus on, when people might come up on you? Because you notice even at the Olympics, Carter and everyone was up, but you literally still running fast, but you're not letting that throw you off.
Yeah, I think that's the way how you stay focused and tell yourself stay focused in your own race. Don't let other people or other runners intimidate you, coming past you, and um, you have to have a certain strategy for your race. And whatever they do, don't let them confuse you and break your strategy. And that's what I used to do. I mean, like you say, James Carter came past me in the first 3, 4 hurdles. He came past me, but I never said to myself, you know what, now I need to do something different. I just kept to my race. I just kept to my strategy, and that's the way I used to run my race. I never thought about anything else. If anybody comes past me, I knew my speed's gonna pull me through.
Awesome, awesome, awesome answer. So, just to move along, in terms of the race again, you know, you're running, training, and all that stuff. I know for everyone, just want to get specific about your motivation. What was your driving force? I know that obviously you wanted to win an Olympic medal, but they always something make you want to get up out of bed when you just feel a certain day that man, I just not gonna be able to go, or I'm not feeling, but something else drive you. What was your driving force in athletics?
It was fun. That was it. I used to see the athletics as fun. I mean, I didn't see it as my work or I need to wake up and go and train and stuff. It was fun for me, and I wanted to be the best in the world. And I always said I will never stop until I'm the best in the world. Look, I wasn't always the best in the world. I had the best times, and I was ranked number two or sometimes number one. That was taken away, and then was number two, three, or whatever. But I always said to myself, I want to be the best in the world, and that was my motivation. But like I said at the beginning, it was fun. I saw the athletics as fun. It was I'm doing something that's fun, and I'm seeing the whole world. I'm meeting different people with something that I enjoy and that's fun for me.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's talk about your third Olympics. That was in Athens, Greece. I know that got to be after winning a medal in the previous Olympics. What was the mindset going to Athens? How was your career going to Athens Olympics?
Athens Olympics, I think I wasn't so ready for it. I I fell out the second round. I didn't even qualify for the finals. So I wasn't so focused or ready for the Olympics. And I felt that even before the Olympics, I felt that I'm not in the best shape, in the shape that I need to be to win a medal at the Olympics. So I wasn't so, like I said, I wasn't 100% for the Olympics in 2004.
Okay, all right. All right. Just trying to check here. One of the viewers saying something is
I'm hearing on my side, Ian.
okay. All right. All right. To move along. So just to wrap up your track and field career, kind of tell us exactly um when did you retire from the sport and how difficult was that decision for you?
Um, I retired in 2008. I competed in a race in Potchefstroom, and I fell over the fifth hurdle, and I tore the ligaments in my right knee. And I was actually in good shape. I felt good. I felt good in the race. And just the sixth hurdle, my stride pattern was out, and I went over the hurdle with the wrong leg, and I hit the hurdle totally. I hit the hurdle, and I tore the ligaments. And it took me like 8 months to recover. And after the 8 months, I felt I wasn't 100% totally recovered yet. And then I decided, you know what, I'm done with the athletics. I don't know how long this ligament's going to take to recover. And I mean, to start for 2009 um, season, there's not enough time to start training for the 2009 season because of the delay in the injury. And it was a tough decision. You know what? I had fun times. I had good innings. I had good um, races. Met great friends and so on. And just I had to be on my own, sit in my room, and I cried actually making this decision um, because I know that this is a life-changing career decision that I'm making, and but everything happened with a reason. I prayed to God, and He gave me strength and gave me making let me make the right decisions. And I think I made the right decisions. And like I said, everything happened with a reason. That was the time to retire, and I had to have the injury, or else I maybe would have still kept on competing.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you. So your career started 96, 2008. That's about 12
5 years.
years. Yeah, which is pretty decent. Most athletes, as I said, their or lifespan, anywhere from 8 to 12 years. After that, you're in bonus. If you're able to run longer than that. I know Usain Bolt ran in 4 Olympics, that's 16 years, but he started pretty much young as 18 and
Yeah.
19, somewhere around there. So we know that, and then the body, just the traveling and the toll that it takes on you. So just tell us in terms of traveling to Europe and obviously I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to come over to Jamaica. I know it's a long, long trip.
I would
We're
love to come that side.
yeah, we're hosting 2 track meets a year, back then, and I know even Wade, the 400-meter world record, he loves he has trained in Jamaica. Just like to come over there and train. So we definitely so just tell us how is track and field in South Africa these days.
Well, there's a couple of athletes that's doing really well in South Africa. I mean, if you look at Sabine, the 100-meter athlete running in 9 seconds, then Wade van Niekerk, our 400-meter world record holder and Olympic medals, just coming back after injury. And then there's a couple of other youngsters coming up these days, and I think definitely prospects for the Olympics and for South Africa, maybe winning a medal. We'll see. Uh, but in track and field, you never know. There might be a surprise someday, like Wade van Niekerk, Sabine, and all those guys out of the blue. They just came out of the blue, performing great for South Africa. And I think after this whole COVID-19 epidemic, there's definitely going to be some new faces on the athletic scene as well in South Africa.
Okay, okay. One of the things that I wanted to ask you too is South Africa is very known in the 400-meter hurdles. It's over the years, after you, there are many other athletes. We know Van Zel, young athletes have came up, and obviously, you have paved the way for a lot of them. That's just able to believe that look, you won a medal in the Olympics, so they could do it one day. What are you currently doing? Anything in terms of athletics right now?
Ian, I used to coach as well, primary schools and high school. Before I went to Outsurance for the insurance company where I work currently, I was actually a teacher at the school, and I did do coaching as well for all the sprints and also the hurdles and stuff like that. I stopped coaching last year because of the work, and it's I don't have time actually to for myself and for my family to go after work and do the coaching as well. And then I need to go to the gym and stuff like that. So I rather just do my work, my personal work, and then after work have some family time, special quality family time.
All right, all right. Well said. All right, over to you, Ian.
Okay, Llewellyn. As you have just mentioned of COVID-19, could you tell us the situation there in South Africa? Because this have affected the entire world.
Yeah, luckily, I think it didn't hit South Africa as hard as some other countries. We got a lockdown, a level 5 lockdown, and for a whole month, that we couldn't go out, do anything. Most of the shops in South Africa were closed as well for a whole month. So even with my work, we couldn't see clients at all. And afterwards, when we went to a level 4 or something like that, some of the shops, only essential shops and the workers could open and go to work. At the moment, we're at a level 1 lockdown in South Africa. That means we've got a curfew in South Africa. It feels like we kids are actually in a school. And we've got a curfew. You have to be in school from 7 until 1 o'clock maybe. And in South Africa, we've got a curfew from 12 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock the next morning. You have to be at home. You can't drive around at all. And the COVID in South Africa, I wouldn't say we've got a up curve at the moment. We're like really steady at the moment. Recoveries are actually more than deaths in South Africa at the moment, or people getting infected with COVID. So recoveries are really increasing at the moment in South Africa, and we still have to walk around with masks every day, the whole day, seeing clients or going to a shop. We have to walk around with masks. And that's actually the situation in South Africa at the moment.
Since we are here in the medical field, so could you tell us also how is the healthcare system there, like to deal with such pandemic?
I think we were prepared for the whole COVID-19. I think because we took a lockdown, a level 5 or 6 lockdown from the beginning, at the start when the COVID started, the whole health issues, the hospitals were really prepared for the infections and also people that got infected. And yeah, we were South Africa. I think the health system was prepared for this whole COVID-19 epidemic.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for sharing on that. But I'll go back now to
Pleasure.
your
Thank you very much.
injuries. Regarding to injuries, also, how is that dealt with there in terms of when an athlete is injured?
We've got good biokinetics, also physiotherapists and doctors. Uh, if you take, for instance, me, for instance, we had good doctors, we had good physiotherapists, and when I had the injury, there was a team that looked after me just for me, and I had rehabilitation. I went to for a week or 2 weeks. I went to Potchefstroom, Berghatten. I saw that was my physiotherapist, and in South Africa, I think we've got really good doctors and physiotherapists that's clued up with injuries and stuff like that. So um, I don't think if anybody got an injury in South Africa, we've got the experienced doctors and physios to look after you with the injuries.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing, spreading some light on the healthcare system there in South Africa. Another question I want to ask you is you've been through a lot. So, although I think I know where you go, but I just want the audience to know where does Llewellyn go for inspiration in difficult times or difficult situation?
I've got I've got my me time. I go to my me time for myself, and I'll go back to it again. Inspiration, definitely God. You can never not go without inspiration and not talk to God. I mean, there's always something that God will show you in life. If you're down, you can pray and you can talk to God, and He will always listen. And luckily, I've got a good wife that's always there to listen to me. And when I'm sad or just need advice from anything or whatever, I can go to her and we can have a talk, and she'll understand. But my me time is also important to me, and I can sort thoughts myself in my head. I can sort it out by myself. But the most important thing I must say is inspiration. I need to talk to God.
Okay. Final question here again. Just tell us, with everything that you've been through, two things that you're most grateful for in life thus far.
My son, my son's birth, and my medal. Two things, and meeting my wife. I think my son's birth and meeting my wife.
All right. So I know, this is a little, little touching. It goes back to you in the earlier phase. You said, your wife and you were both in class together. So this must have been a miracle that it comes around that, after years, you guys get back together.
Yeah, it's actually funny. When we met, um, we were at a place at a mutual friend's birthday, and I introduced myself, and she's like, "Oh, Llewellyn Herbert." I said, "Yes." And she said, "Oh, I know you." I said, "Where from?" She said, "No, we were in class in 1997." And actually, I didn't want to go to the track and do training as well because you were arrogant and windgat. That's a saying in Afrikaans in South Africa, meaning arrogant. And she said, I didn't never wanted to go to the track because you were arrogant and because you were there. I felt intimidated by you. And then last year, what was it, 2018 in November, October, we met actually. And since that day on, we just kept in contact. And last year, 1st of November, we started seeing each other and dating. And yeah, it's been a year and almost a year and a month now.
And congratulations, and wish you all the best in the journey going forth. So back to you,
Thank you very
Ian.
much.
Okay. All right. So we're going into the last segment right here now. Just want to touch a little bit about your career right now. Just want to just for people that may want to figure out, what are you doing right now, and just tell us a little bit about since you know your family is priority number one for you right now. It's not athletics, and obviously You have a career. You got to work. Just share with us real quick. What are you doing currently, career wise, and about your job.
Currently, I'm working for a company called Alturance. It's a big company in South Africa, insurance company called Alturance. I'm a commercial agent, so it means I'm seeing businesses and also doing personal insurance. But my job as a commercial agent is a face-to-face. I don't sit in the office the whole day. I'm on the road, go out to clients, find clients, and sign up their businesses for insurance.
Okay, okay. And just want to make sure, because this is one of the questions that I like to ask you. How being an athlete, being an Olympian, how is that make you a better worker, do a better career, and how is that translate into your career?
Well, I always use my athletics in my work as well. You have to be dedicated. Have to want to achieve something. I mean, if I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like working. Um, I need to work. I need to support my family. I need to support myself. And like I used to be in athletics, you need to be dedicated to self-discipline. Um, and even with my work, you have to be self-disciplined. You have to wake up, um, get into your car, go and see clients, find clients and stuff like that. And that with athletics definitely helped me to be um, uh, dedicated to my work and also to want to achieve something. And that definitely with athletics helped me.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So now that we're you know away from work, what is it like? What you do in your free time away from work? Now that you're not running, I know you probably watch your son run, but what is it like? What you do for fun away from work?
Well, Ian, definitely what you're doing, training every day. I'm definitely not going over, running over the hurdles. My after work, my day is my family time. Then also, me and Angelique goes to the gym. We're to the gym, come back home. Uh, we make dinner together, and that's I think the most important and one of the nice aspects in our relationship is we do everything together. We support each other, and that's how it's supposed to be in a relationship. Support each other and do everything together, and don't fight about anything. If there's something that bothers you in life or in a relationship, talk about it. And what's nice about me, if we want to start a fight, and she's in the kitchen interfering with my food every time, I just turn around, go lie on the bed, and let her keep on making the food. And then 5 minutes afterwards, I start interfering with her food again. But my spare time, just spending time with the family, going out with friends, having a braai, gymming, watching Netflix and some series on TV. Because you know what, life is so um, full these days, and everything is chasing you. So you have to have some time just relax and slow down your whole life. And that's what I'm doing after work. After work, I'm just doing no work at all, just cut off from work and slow down and relax and spend time with my family, and that's it.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. So looking back at it now, I know that you're living in the moment right now. You seem like you're enjoying every single day. Just looking at the future, looking at the outlook. Anything that you have on the list that you would love to get done? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Sure. Yeah, you never know. I mean, work-wise, definitely be successful in my work like I used to be in my athletics and my athletics career. So definitely be successful in that. Definitely not having another kid, because that's in South Africa it's an expensive hobby to have kids. And I'm sure with you guys as well. Children just want everything, and they want then they start studying and all that stuff. but definitely be more successful in my career, and just be happy, successful, happy, healthy, and just living life and living the dream.
All right, thank you. So I got two more questions, and then I'm gonna let you go. The second to last question: what do you want to remember as an athlete? So if someone comes up, and say, or little kids watching, what would you want them to know about you or remember about you, that all your accomplishment?
Um, Besides my accomplishments, Ian, I think what I really would like people to remember about me is that I always had time for other people. Whenever anybody came to me and wanted advice, I was there for them, and doesn't matter what they asked me, I was always there. Even maybe for a signature or autograph or something, I was always willing to give it to them. In my athletics career, just all the achievements that I achieved: the Olympic medal, world champ medal, and 7-time South African champion.
All right, awesome, awesome. And then this question is going to be one athletics. I'm going to ask you about your prediction if you feel like share it. I don't know how much you're following. They are 400-meter hurdles. Them guys are running a little bit faster. Time have changed.
Are they?
They're making some very good shoes. The tracks are better, and a whole lot of thing. In no particular order, what do you think the Olympics medalists will be in Tokyo next year?
But the time,
No, the medalists. All right.
who will it be?
Yeah, who would it be?
Um, yeah, I won't be able to say because I'm not following it at the moment. But let's hope. Definitely, it's going to be 47 seconds. Like you say, the guys are running crazy fast times. Wish it was our times, having better shoes and better tracks. Um, but unfortunately, I'm not following the athletics at the moment, so I wouldn't be able to tell you who I think will be Olympic champ next year.
Yeah, I understand. Well, just to let you know that we got three guys that break 47 seconds.
Sure.
Yeah, guys are getting closer to the world record of 46.7. There
No,
that
but there's also this Saudi Arabian guy or something like that that ran a 47 low or 46 or something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And we have a guy from Norway. He has ran 46.8 this year.
Oh
Doing
my
COVID.
word.
Yeah, and
Sure.
so big things are looking good. We're definitely I want to say that, man, it was a privilege competing alongside you for from 96 on to 2008, 2006, where I call it. Yeah, 97 to 2008.
Oh,
Just
thank you very
competing
much.
alongside with you. Being in Europe, just always admire and respect how you compete and your competitiveness, all that you have accomplished. You was a great athlete. You're one of the best out of South Africa. Your record speak for itself, and just want to wish you the best in your career wise. Just continue to climb up the ladder and continue to pursue your dreams, and it was just a privilege for me to talk with you and catch up, and just reminisce back with the good old days. you know Never gonna forget, just the days of competing. You're one of the guys that, you're pretty much, always, with me when I think about athletics. Just, there's several guys. I'm really a fan of the sport. I'm really just, I'm a person that reflect on a lot of things. There's a lot of athletes, and I said Llewellyn Herbert. You talk about Fabrice and Maury, those guys, I watch and study, you guys, and
Yeah.
just the whole dynamic for whole track and field have united all of us, no matter where we're
Yeah.
from and what country, we're from, just to know that, so I'm glad for the glorious days, man. And I want to wish you all the best. I'm looking to see your son. I believe that, he's going to aspire to do great things. I know that he hasn't get his chance to race you and beat you. I know what it's like to be a kid to say, look, yeah, I beat my dad, so um, good job with that. Don't let him beat you,
No,
but
definitely not.
yeah, and so I'm going to put you over to Ian to say his final words. And again, just want to say, man, thank you. Wish you all the best. Stay safe and enjoy this beautiful life, with your bride and, with your kids. And, we'll definitely, I'm going to meet up again. Don't know. Can't, we'll keep a finger crossed that, someday, somehow. It's a small world, so you just never know.
Yeah, no, no, no. But Ian, thank you very much. I just want to say it was great competing against you as well. Always looked up to you as well. And I must always also say that I always, when you were in the race as well, I feared there was a little bit of fear inside of me. Maybe Ian's going to beat me. Um, but that was just me thinking about Ian is in the race. Anything can happen. He can beat me as well. So you were always in the back side of my head as well, fearing you as well. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for the show. It was a great honor for me to talk to you. Nice catching up with you. You've got my number. We can uh, chat on WhatsApp and just keep on communicating. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
All right, all right. So Llewellyn, I'm not gonna let you leave so easy. And you know the reason why is the reason being is that this platform is really about to inspire and educate and also to motivate somebody. So far, you have done everything. But what I want you to talk to somebody about is your latest passion, which is insurance. And just tell the crowd, the audience, why is it important to have life insurance? Because not everybody know this, that it is very important.
Well, yeah, it's definitely important to have insurance on your vehicle and your house contents, and also for your business, like for your business, your building and stuff like that. I mean, in today's life, anything can happen, and I've met clients that actually had a quotation in their hand, and they were still shopping around for insurance, and that same night the whole building burned down. And if they only had insurance, the insurance would have paid out. Um, I think it was like a 4 million rand um,
Look up.
damage lost in. There's your dog as well now.
Yeah.
um, and yeah, so it's very important to have insurance on your property and also on your car. I mean, you can drive out, you can get into an accident, and if you don't have insurance, you like really you messed up. You've got problems, and if you had insurance, the insurance would have paid out. And like there's so many different perils and different risks in insurance. There's a business interruption, there's a business all risk, electronic equipment that you insure, fire, um, theft, glass, all that different things that you can insure in your business. And yeah, it's very important to have insurance for your business and also for your house, your personal insurance for your car, for your vehicle, your house, and also your contents, all your furniture, everything inside your house. You have to have insurance, but especially, and it's always a joke between the people, especially you're living in South Africa, and you have to have insurance in South Africa because there's so many break-ins and there's so many burglaries and theft and stuff like that. So in South Africa, you have to have insurance.
All right. Before you finish up there, do we have any insurance for Ian Pet there? Do we have pet insurance?
Yeah, we do have pet insurance with insurance as well. So Ian, just send me all your details. I'll send you just a paper that you can sign, and then we can insure your pet as well there.
All
All
right.
right. All right.
So that's a question I wanted to know from you. So tell the audience how they could reach you. That's those that are in South Africa. As I know as an agent, you want to have the best agent represent you in whatever you do. But do you
Yeah,
go international?
no, we don't need to, go international. We only go in South Africa. But if you want to reach me, my cell phone number is 066 485 3654. I repeat, it's 066 485 3654. Or you can just pop me an email. It's my surname, Herbert, L, at out.co.za. So it's Herbert L at out.co.za.
Okay, guys. So there you have it. From Llewellyn, a champion athlete and also a family man, a God-fearing man also, and as you can see, his latest passion is insurance, and we expect that he is a great agent. So if you're just watching by some chance this broadcast and you're looking for an agent, I'll say go to our champion athlete. He know how to work hard. He know how to accomplish results. And I'll say I wouldn't want to go to nobody else other than you at this point. You have known how to
Thank you very
overcome
much.
challenges, and you seem to know what you're doing. So man, we just want to thank you for coming on here. Thank you for sharing with the audience. Thank you also for sharing with us. And we know that someone will benefit from this, someday, if it's not today. But we just want to say we really appreciate you taking the time to be here. And before you even go, just let us know the time that you're now in South Africa, because that's why we had to come on this early in the day to make sure that we accommodate everybody. You know.
No, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here, and thank you, Ian, for having invited me the first time, first uh, asking me on Facebook to come onto your show, and it's a great honor to be here and just share my story to the people and also young upcoming athletes.
Thank you.
All
Thank you very
right.
much.
All right. Take care, Llewellyn. All the best. All right. Say bye,
Thank you
Fendi.
very much.
Say bye. Say bye, Fendi.
Bye bye, and enjoy the rest of your day. It's almost sleeping bedtime for me. So in about an
Okay.
hour's time, I'll go to bed, and you guys still got the whole afternoon left.
Okay. All
All right,
right,
man.
then.
Take care.
Take care. All right.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
guys.
All
Bye
right.
bye.